Have you ever been fired from a job or just let go? Or how about fired from a client or had a client who just stopped paying you? I know I have more times than I care to recall, honestly. And listen, it's never easy, especially when you need the money desperately. But it really stings when it just comes out of left field, like you're not even expecting it, right? You think everything's great and then it just happens. It reminds me back in 2015, I had a business partner. We were 50-50s. It was in writing, all that good stuff. And after just 12 months, we just passed seven figures. That's right. We did over $1 million in the first 12 months. It was incredible. And that was all with one webinar funnel, by the way. And I had just finished spending 3 days with Frank Kern, the godfather of internet marketing. I'd invited my business partner down to introduce her to Frank. And in a moment, everything changed. She'd made a comment, something like, well, when I hired Drew, and it was like a hot knife cutting through butter, right? Because in that moment, I realized that she just didn't view me as her 50-50 partner. She viewed me as her employee. And fast forward 10 months later, she dissolved the partnership, chose to stop paying me my 50% revenue share. And that really sucked because life went from being great to being shitty real quick. But listen, I chose to do what I do. I was grateful for the 22 months, grateful for the opportunities. And I went on and I took on more consulting clients. I went back to trading time for money. And for 3-4 years, about 3 years, I got paid really well, made a lot of money. And consulting was easy. It was easy to get clients, all that good stuff. But over those years, I experienced similar experiences. One in particular, I had to go to Florida to help my mother, who Hurricane Irma, a Category 5 hurricane, went right over my mom's house and she had a ton of damage. And so although I'd helped my client for about 12 months, double or 3x her revenue, reduce costs, streamline staff, and incredible results, she chose to terminate our relationship because for 5 days, I was helping someone recover from a hurricane. Another one, I was on a road trip to the Redwoods with family. I had already explained to the client that there would be 1, maybe 2 days I probably wouldn't have signal being in the middle of the Redwood Forest. And sure enough, that one day, now mind you, I'd spoken to this client every day on the road trip, but this one day I didn't. And when I got back, they fired me. It sucked. I was pretty angry about it. Another one who had consulted for almost 2 years, had helped him make a ton of money, streamline, create new courses, all of this. Our relationship was so good, I volunteered to waive my consulting fee in exchange for our revenue share on a project. We tested that project, did over $80,000 in the first week, and they said, hey, project was great, but we're not going to pay you. And in fact, now that we're not under a consulting agreement, we're just going to move on. And that sucked because they're still taking that idea. And the last I checked, that funnel was doing about $500,000 a year. So you're probably asking, Drew, big deal. We all have these stories like, what's this matter to me? How does this help me? And what do I do if I lose my job or my consulting income? Like, what do I do? And the answer is, if you've been listening to what I'm telling you, and you're the type of person that wants to learn from other people's mistakes, then you now clearly know what not to do, right? Which is trading time for your money with no exit strategy. Right? That's not the answer, but it's what most people tend to do, and it's what every guru on Facebook is telling you to do, is go get high-ticket consulting clients, and I'm telling you, that's not the answer. Right? That's the answer today's problem, but not tomorrow's problem. So, regretfully, it took me 4 to 5 years to figure this out, and I want to save you from that. The best thing you can do is focus right now on creating income systems where you can work today and get paid for weeks, months, or even years later. Now, I refer to these as digital cash flow assets. But more simply put, it's an asset that produces revenue for you, right? So you need to focus on either creating or acquiring these systems, these assets. And again, there are things that produce revenue for you versus an expense. And I get it. Sometimes you just need money today and you can't go out and acquire or build something today. I get it. So trading time for your money, whether you get a job, a part-time job, or take on consulting clients, is perfectly fine. Those are great options if you have the exit strategy first, right? If you start doing those without an exit strategy, you're going to fall into what I call the time trade trap, and it's very difficult to get out of. So you have to have a plan to get out. This will allow you or ensure that you allocate your time trade money effectively so that you can achieve your goals of time freedom. You can achieve your goals of starting, acquiring, and growing income producing assets, whether they're brick and mortar or online digital cash flow assets. So listen, if you need help creating a plan that will work for you and your current circumstances, or you need a plan to get out of your time trade trap, then I get it. Just click the link below, schedule a free call, and you and I'll jump on the call, and I will help you do that. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.